Today we are learning to think and act like artists. We are coloring our own version of Water Lilies and the Japanese Bridge by Claude Monet. It might look like this when it's done. We're using oil pastel today. Take good care of your oil pastels. First, slide out the tray. Don't remove the paper wrappers. They're there to keep smudges off your hands. Try not to rub your artwork or you could smear it. At the end of art, line up your oil pastels in a neat row and slide the cover back on. Oil pastels are not good at details or staying in the lines, but they will be great for an impressionist masterpiece like this one. Claude Monet painted in a style called Impressionism, using dabs and dashes of paint. I want you to remember the style of Impressionism, so we will practice saying it together. A, B, C. Impressionism. A, B, C. Impressionism. A, B, C. Impressionism. First, let's color the Japanese bridge. Choose a tan oil pastel. Apricot, goldenrod, or even gold will work. It just has to be tan. Then, color in the bridge. Just do your best to stay in the lines. You can also color the shoreline tan. Do that now and then stop. Next, we're adding a shadow to the bridge. Use a dark brown oil pastel to underline the bridge. Like this. Then add a shadow to one side of the upright posts. You can also mix dark brown into the shoreline. Do that now and then stop. Now add texture to the trees and bushes. I used wavy lines for the weeping willow, like this. This is dark green and the medium green. I used bumpy textures for the bushes and the other tree. I'm using the light greens for this. And I'm adding a little bit of the medium green to one side. I colored the tall grass with dark and light green. I'm doing dark green first and leaving a space for light green. Here is light green. Don't color all of the white space. Leave some empty areas because we're going to paint it next week. Like this. Now take out every green in the box and add texture to the trees and bushes. Do that now and then stop. Finally, we're going to add space to our project. Lily pads that are close to you will be big and at the bottom. Lily pads that are far from you will be tiny and at the top, like what we see in these paintings by Claude Monet. To create space, draw big lily pads at the bottom of the pond and tiny lily pads at the top. You can also outline with a different color of green. Don't forget to add flowers. The flowers are also big at the bottom and tiny at the top. Next week, we will paint the water. Now, use every green in the box and draw big lily pads at the bottom and tiny lily pads at the top. Do that now and then stop.